Hello, class. This is Mr. Hart bringing you Creating Thesis Statements 101. This is a quick refresher to what a thesis statement is, why you have to make one, and what I'm looking for. So let's get right into it. What is a thesis statement? I'll give you a moment to think about it. A thesis statement will present your opinions or thoughts on what you're writing about. Where does this opinion come from? If you have done your research effectively, you will have had a topic question and answered it. Some generic ideas for good topic questions to get your minds turning could be: how is gender explored or defined within your text? What is the importance of a recurring literary device? How does the text portray a character and why? At this point, I hope you've drawn this connection yourself from context, but if not, let's answer this question together. Why do we use thesis statements? Clarity. A vital piece of to any writing process is being clear. A thesis statement is the device in academic papers that helps one clearly define what you're arguing for the audience. More times than not, you're not writing a research paper for yourself. If you are, good on you. But if you're writing to the audience, it's important you get your opinion across to your audience as clearly as possible. Next, we asked, where does the thesis statement go? You should provide your thesis early in your essay. This is either in the introduction or in longer essays in the second paragraph. The thesis statement's goal is to establish your position and give your reader a sense of direction. Therefore, it only makes sense to have your thesis statement at the beginning. That being said, try avoiding burying your thesis statement. Also, occasionally return to your thesis statement as you write to remind audiences of the larger argument going on in your paper. Some of you may be saying, we know where it goes already. So you ask yourself, Mr. Hart, how do we write a thesis statement? Don't start pulling your hair out just yet. I have a few do's and don'ts here that can guide you along and outline some aspects of a thesis statement I often look at. This list in no way is a complete compendium of what a thesis statement should look like, but rather just some tips. For our do's, I have: be clear and concise, explore only one main idea, write several trial statements, answer your topic question, and to acknowledge your opposition. This last do is sometimes a difficult one, as it's a challenge for some to recognize there's an opposing opinion without giving into it, but we will discuss this more later on. For our do nots, I have: in my opinion, I think, and I believe. Your thesis statement is already telling me what you think. You do not need to include these I statements. Your thesis should not contain multiple ideas, meaning don't argue more than one point. It's far more effective to target one idea and explore it fully. And last but not least, qualifiers. Qualifiers will make you look unsure of your own opinion. Here, I have provided you with some examples of thesis statements created for Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. The good is good because the writer is clear and concise with their opinion and are arguing in an intelligent way. This opinion can be argued, and there's not much room for misinterpretation of what the author will be writing about. The bad is bad because it simply rehashes the topic question. In this case, the topic question would be, are Romeo's feelings for Juliet genuine? Yet here, we are not told by the author what their stance is. We only know we're going to be examining the relationship and are unsure of which direction it may take. And now, the ugly. The ugly is really ugly because, well, just look at it. It's riddled with qualifiers and ultimately leaves readers wondering what the paper is going to detail. The language used is also weaker as well. So before you jump the gun and start writing, remember these two very simple things. Present your opinion clearly and answer that topic question. Thank you for learning with me. Again, this is Mr. Hart. If you have any additional questions, email me. Extra resources for thesis statement generation can be found on our class page. Goodbye.